world's energy grid is at a critical point, driven by aging infrastructure, rapid electrification, and rising demand. Corinex transforms existing power lines into a real-time data network, with no new cables, no massive overhauls, delivering real-time insight where it's never been before. We enable low-voltage networks to sense, monitor, and adapt instantly, supporting EVs, solar, heat pumps, and decentralized energy loads. With proven deployments across major European utilities, Corinex is scaling advanced grid solutions that meet real-world demands. Through local processing and smart grid control, we're modernizing the distribution system with real-time visibility and flexibility. Cleaner, smarter, and ready for tomorrow. The future of energy is not waiting. It's already here, ready to be connected to the grid.
Now it's time to introduce our first keynote speaker, Jan Sobotka, Director of Strategy at Corinex, to tell us about their champion BPL solution, how it came to life from vision to mass adoption. Jan, welcome to the stage. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. It's wonderful to be back in Bilbao. I've been coming here for 3 years now, and it's always, we started in Warsaw, but we've come so far as a company and as a BPL grid solutions provider. So I want to provide a quick update on what Corinex has done. This last year has been really, really impactful for the company. We have raised $30 million with our new Anglo-Spanish consortium, our syndicate. We have some of the biggest customers. 3 of the 5 largest DSOs in Europe are our customers. And kind of a unique feature of our company in the clean tech space is we're profitable. So we have had $18 million of revenue in 2023 and $5 million in profit. And 2024, we've had increased our revenue and also our profit to $7 million. So what distinguishes broadband power line communications technology over other communication and intelligent grid solutions? We provide very low latency on the low voltage part of the electric grid. That is the area from the substation down to the residential household. So what we're seeing in the market is a movement from narrowband PLC communications, which is the dominant technology in the grids currently, and the move towards broadband power line because of the saturation of low carbon technologies. We see this in Germany, we see this in Spain, we see this in the United Kingdom, and we have 2 primary solutions that we provide. One is the grid visibility, and the other is grid flexibility. What makes Corinex unique is the central part, which is the edge computing component. Our products live directly in the grid and are able to run algorithms that respond in real time to protect the substation from overload and also to steer low carbon technologies at the local flexibility aggregator level. So that location in the grid, that's that 3rd component, and we sit, amidst all of this vastly and quickly changing ecosystem as a provider that provides incredibly high data in addition to sensory data about the grids themselves. So we provide information about voltage, phase angles, harmonics, and all of the goody analytics data that the DSO needs in order to manage the grid. So firstly, I'm going to talk about our grid visibility offering. We'll talk about both the grid visibility and the grid flexibility side. On the grid visibility, you will see that the products between the 2 offerings are actually the same. What distinguishes them is our unique suite of firmware and software that provides additional functionality as well as the use case with the DSO itself. So this is the solution that is currently being mass deployed in E.ON SE's energy network. We're providing real-time connectivity to the household, and we're essentially providing additional data in their grid, in addition to analytics on voltage levels, phase angles, harmonics, temperature, etc. So what makes our EMS very different to a lot of the, let's say, other EMS software that's out there is we're able to do deployments of up to 5 million nodes on a single instance of our software. So the scalability of our solution is why E.ON chose us, in addition to the fact that we provide that additional data to provide things like security and protection of the grid, and along with this additional analysis in the grid. In Iberdrola, we are doing something similar. Iberdrola has deployed Prime 1.4, so they're currently utilizing Corinex's solution in order to upgrade their network a little bit higher upstream, so at the secondary substation level, and we're being adopted as a kind of larger pipe in their overall grid infrastructure, so they have more visibility on their infrastructure level. So these are so that's in the grid visibility, the essential column over there. And then once again, the software is the same across our different customers. And now we'll talk about the really exciting solution that we're working on in the UK and across the European markets as well, which is our grid flexibility solution. And what's very, very exciting about this is we are continuing to deepen our partnership with E.ON. It's actually one of their core strategies of what they want to be deploying within Europe. So we're working on their Dynamics offering, and it's leveraging our technology, our broadband over power lines technology, which is enabling this real-time grid monitoring and optimization. So how does this look like? Of course, our products, once again, sit in the residential, from the substation down to the residential network. We have 4 major loads, low carbon loads that we plug into. Solar, photovoltaic, heat pumps, EVs, and battery storage. We're able to make the local flexibility aggregator compliant with, for example, in the UK, the G100 regulation. So we're able to modulate and steer those low carbon technologies. So rather than simple on-off switches, we're able to ramp up in instances of, for example, power outages, or if there is overload on the secondary substation transformer, and we're able to protect the transformer from overload and provide the DSO with an additional 35% capacity on the low voltage. So what this means in practice is that the secondary substation, where you see the dynamics concentrator, it's connected to a substation meter, and we're able to control the import-export limitations of that transformer nearly in real time. So our ability to be inside the grid locally and run these types of algorithms locally rather than in a cloud allows us to respond far quicker than a cloud-based solution could. This is just to showcase that this is not just Corinex talking about this, but we actually had a meeting last week. All 3 of the narrowband PLC alliances, which are the dominant market players in the grid communication space, are either have already standardized broadband power line communications or are in conversations to standardize it. So there's now a concerted effort to create a unified broadband power line standard for the whole world. And what does that mean in practice? That creates a market opportunity of 240 million endpoints. So we currently already are installing in our dominant markets in Germany, the UK, Spain, where we've been working with Prime Alliance now for years, where we have a standardized solution. But of course, G3 PLC has a working group, meters and more. There's a lot of history in how these alliances were made based on the countries that they represent. But what we are seeing is that the need is being driven by not just the regulatory environment, but also the end consumers. And that's why these alliances are responding and adopting the technology. Now, just a quick slide on the regulatory framework. What I want to really stress here is that There are regulatory frameworks where end consumers in the grid flexibility need to opt in, or it's mandated by the regulation. Now we're facing really, really great, no, not facing, we have really, really great tailwinds actually in the industry. The EU has just passed their 2025 industry plan, which includes provisions on grid flexibility that's going to be transposed into national legislation throughout Europe. In the UK has already adopted such legislation, the G100 Part 2 law. And so we see that there's either an opt-in system or a regulatory system that promotes grid flexibility because it's a necessity in the market. And lastly, I was just in San Jose 2 weeks ago speaking with their chief architect on their AI chip. We are actively working with the different chip providers on our next generation of AI integrated solutions. But also, what I really want to stress upon in this point is, in order to have artificial intelligence or these really wonderful solutions that these companies are developing, you need the type of data pools and the type of the richness of data that you're getting on the secondary substation, especially for grid flexibility markets, whether it's to sell to spot price, wholesale, balancing markets. The more data you have, and the more real-time communication you have, the more contracts you can generate, the more revenue you can generate. And so we're working with these partners, but also the entire ecosystem within the grid flexibility realm. So thank you so much for your time. Can I take questions, or?
Yeah, of course. Let's get you a mic. Any questions, guys?
All right. Well, thank you very much. We are located at booth P2, and we'd love to meet many of you. We are at room 1A, so please come join us, discuss in further details, and we hope to see you at the conference. Thank you.